Hello, welcome. You know what? I say this on every broadcast. I say what a great and wonderful day it is. On every broadcast, I say this, even if I'm sick, even if I've got the flu, even if something's wrong, I always say that. And why is that? I say that because every day is what we make it. Every day we change our mindset, we grow, we flourish, we are becoming who we are and what we want to be every single day. So that's why I say that. So I don't say that to irritate anybody, and I don't say that to not make anybody happy. But in this time of chaos, and we have gone over ways, different ways to prosper in this chaos and different ways to save your money and different things like that. I've gone over a lot of those things with you guys in different broadcasts that we've done. But in this time of chaos that the world is in, and this is a world thing, and a lot of the different ways I have gone over with everyone on look at what you're spending, look at how much money you have, because you may not get to go back to work soon unless your job is crucial to, what is going on and what's happening in the world. So in chaos, there is always a silver lining when you look at it the right way. It's, okay, this is happening. I've only got so much money. And again, we went over different ways that you can save your money. Look at what you're spending. Take a look at your bank account, what's automatically coming out, and different ways to stop, turn it off, stop it, and different ways to get rid of some of the bills you have. If you don't need all these different TV things going on, get rid of them. Keep one. If you have to keep one, keep one. If not, go to regular local programming. It's free programming. Why not? You're not paying cable. You're not paying satellite. You're not paying Netflix, Hulu, whatever. So in chaos, you learn what you're doing that is actually spending a lot of money that you probably don't need. All these different funds to Xbox and different PlayStations for your kids to play these wonderful games they play. There's different games they can play without having to pay fees, if that's what you're looking at, if that's what's going on. And I could actually only give you guys tips on different things I've done throughout my years. And we've been through several different, actually COVIDs, which is what is it in now? It's a COVID-19. But we've had the swine flu. We've had the Asian flu. We've had so many different, and these are all COVIDs. These are all COVID viruses. We've had these, and we've gone through these as countries, as the world. We've gone through these, and we've always survived. There are deaths. I will not belittle that. There are deaths. But do you know, hold on, can find the path. And let me get a smiley face up here for us. I like smiley faces. They make me happy. Okay. Back to what I was saying is we've been through all these different COVIDs, and there's more coming. This specific COVID-19 was actually prophesized in 1980. Yeah, it's written down, it's documented, it's published, and I actually came across it from a scientist friend of mine, and he put it out there, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is really so. It just, we have to look at this as, what? And I was doing some research because, not that I love doing research, but I tend to do a lot of it. But approximately 37,482 people die every year from the flu. This is just from the flu. And this, granted, is really sending us into a tailspin with people, the world not being able to work. And that's what's sending a lot of people into this tailspin. So as you're in this tailspin and you're in this chaos, and like I said, we've gone over different ways for you to save money, different ways to look at where your money's going. And you can't always depend on your government, regardless of what country you're in. to bail you out. It's a given. Like I said, I've been through several of these other COVIDs in my lifetime, as I'm sure you have too. If you're in my age bracket, then you know that these things come and go. It's our mindset that we keep that keeps us flourished and keeps us where we're at. So when you are thinking and feeling and your mindset is maybe in a tailspin of what you want to do, so again, cancel the things coming out of your bank account that you don't need. I'm not saying hoard the money you do have, but spend it wisely. Spend it on the necessities you need for your family. If you haven't prepared or were not prepared for this shutdown to happen, some people are always prepared with X number of things in their arsenal to be able to survive and sustain 3 months of not being able to get it. If you're one of those people, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know how to preserve and how to get that going. If you're not one of these people, which a lot of people are not, then this is a good time for you to look at what you're doing, look at what you are spending, and look at what you can do to make it better for you and your family. So, excuse me. And no, I'm not sick. It's just everything is out there blooming in my yard, and it's really becoming beautiful, but it's also irritating my allergies. Gotta love it. So, you have an inner strength in you that will give you courage. It will give you confidence. It will say, okay, you know what? It's time for me to change my mindset. It's time for me to believe I can do this. It's time for me to believe, pardon me, that I can combat this, that I can actually become who I want to be. And when you have that mindset of this isn't going to get me down, this isn't going to hold me down, this isn't going to hold me back, this is just a thing that will pass. And as this passes, I will grow and I will prosper and I will never be in the situation I'm in before and now again. So when you look at it that way, like I said, I've been through several of these in a lifetime to where things have been not being on the shelves. Things have not been in, what do I want to say, abundance for us to buy and to have. And there's been a lot of times, or I should say a lot of times when, you know, finances weren't always there for people. They weren't always there for us to have it like we do. Granted, this is probably the worst one I've seen yet, but I prefer not to get held down by the hoopla and the drama and the chaos of the world. There's no sense in bringing yourself down to that level. You can grow and prosper and be who you want to be. I have decided at this time, and this is why I say this is my time to change my mindset. My mindset's always been strong, and I've always been prosperous in what I'm thinking and how I am. I was talking with a young lady yesterday. I won't mention her name. And she was feeling very upset that she was going to be put in a camp or she was going to be taken away, you know, from her family and from her children and whatnot. And in talking with her, I realized that she is probably not the only one. So in reassuring that this is not going to happen, that you are sustainable, you are prosperous in what you're doing, what you're thinking, and what you're feeling. So by changing the thoughts and the feelings that we have right now, have the feelings that, you know what, I am going through this. Granted, I will be stronger on the other end. I will be stronger on the other side of this COVID-19. I will be stronger. My business will be stronger because I am changing my mindset as that of, I survived this. Even if you get sick, you have a mindset that can battle with your immune system anything that comes in your body. When you see it, you can have it. When you feel it, you can do it. And like I say, I was talking with this young woman yesterday, And she was a positive person, but she still had the fear that this was going to happen, the fear that this could happen. When you have that fear that that's going to happen, you're giving that fear your power. You're giving that fear control over your life. When you can let that go and say, I choose to take control of my life, I choose to grow and to prosper and to maybe take the steps I didn't take before. Because in this time of chaos that we're in, don't you feel that this is the best time for you to take those steps you've been afraid to take before? Because of time. Now you have time. If you are on a quarantine or self-quarantine, whatever it is that you have to be on, it depends on what area you live in. We are in self-quarantine, which they really don't want anything. The town is shut down. The city, I should say, is shut down. So we've got very little open. So basically it's quarantine. So by using your inner strength, and like I said, I'm changing my mindset to say, you know what? I've always had a mindset of prosperity and success. I'm changing my mindset to not only to share how to grow your business and how to be prosperous, but I've put out several different broadcasts on different things you can do to curb your spending, to be more successful in that way of keeping your money, of not blowing it all in one spot, of not living in poverty mindset, but of living in a mindset of success, of being prosperous in what you're doing and how you're doing it. When you change your mindset to be in that prosperity motivation or mindset, you're going to find you're going to have more and more come to you that you want. So if you're building and growing and you're thinking, okay, well, now's the time. I've got this time now. I'm not doing anything. Why not go in and put my business plan together? Why not make my plan? Why not get it going? And granted, I am a marketer. I have a business. I'm always promoting. I'm always growing. And I'm always offering you with different tips and tricks and strategies, not just because it's my livelihood, but it's because of who I am. And I know that what I offer you is proven effective to grow your business and to grow your mindset. When you grow them together, you, my friend, are unstoppable and you are amazingly talented in what you're doing. So use the food you have wisely. Don't, start eating everything in sight, but don't limit yourself to not having a meal, at least a meal a day. It depends on how big of a meal you usually eat, and it depends on how many people you're feeding and how much food you have. Granted, I don't believe there's any food banks open. If they are, they're probably already cleaned out. And I'm not sure who's got what money or what is happening with the government. But use what you have wisely. And don't stress. If you start stressing about it, not only are you going to stress, your family's going to stress, your kids are going to stress, and everybody. That is a lot of stress in one house. That is a lot of stress. You don't want that. Play games. Say, okay, this is going to be over, and we can look back on this and say, look at what fun we had together. Look at the games we played as a family. Look at how much fun we had. Look at all these things, right? That's a positive side of it, and that's what I've chosen to do. Excuse me, I talk so much in one day that my throat just says, you know what? It's time to let the voice go, let the voice rest. So use what you have wisely. You have an inner strength in you that is unstoppable. It is. So, but like I said, to wind this up and wind it down is, if you are growing your home business, if you're growing your income now, do you know that more millionaires are made successful in the times of financial chaos? And like the Depression created so many millionaires that people didn't even talk about it because they were too busy talking about how bad everything was. While they were talking about how bad everything was, those people who seen the light, saying this too will pass, were making money hand over fist. Maybe a little bit of money, but back in the 30s and 40s, it was, there wasn't as much money as there is now. So it's a different scenario, but it's the same concept. It's the same concept there. So grow your business, grow your mindset, grow your income. And if this ever, well, I shouldn't say if because we know it's going to happen again, maybe not in your lifetime. I shouldn't say that either because it's happened in my lifetime twice that I'm aware of. So you'll have the income you need to sustain you. You'll have what you need stockpiled to grow and to be and to have. We do have. Okay? Again, I usually give more insight and more tips lately on different ways you can change and different ways you can grow during this time of chaos that's really devastating to all of us. But I can give you so many tips, but there's only so many you can have, and that's why I don't want to give them over and over and over and over and over, because then it's the same broadcast over and over and over, and nobody wants to hear that. So use the tips I've given you over the past 2 weeks on growing and not spending all the money you have, using your resources wisely, and cutting back the expenses that are coming out of your bank account or your credit card, wherever they're coming out of. Stop those. You can reinstate them later if you choose to do so. You may find that you're spending a lot more money than you really needed. Just a thought. It's something that a lot of us have already done and cut those things off. We don't need them right now. So do that. Be true to yourself. And any questions, comments, concerns, please reach out. And I do have an offer up here for you. It is called Mindset is Where the Inner Strength is Living. Use it to keep creating your lifestyles and desires. This is a positive mantra for me to you. So I do have a 5-day challenge up here that virtual experiences with only one goal. Find your next distributor on Facebook and recruit. It's part of your business. Why not use Facebook? Why not use Instagram to grow your business? Why not? You can do it, and you can do it inexpensively or free. It is there. And this great 5-day challenge is here for you. So I look forward to seeing you on the inside, and have peace and hope and prosperity in your lives. Okay? I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.